السلام عليكم. Welcome to Arabic خطوات. أنا اسمي أستاذة رجاء. In today's lesson, we're going to cover verb conjugation. We have a list of verbs that belong to different forms. We also have the chart of the 10 forms of three-letter verbs and how the short cases change, the meaning of the verb changes, even if they share the exact same root. We have a few examples. We will read them, translate, and of course, look at the verb conjugation. You need to go over all of these stages in order to internalize or understand and comprehend, also digest how verb conjugation operates in the Arabic language or functions within sentence or real examples as you produce your own sentences. So here I will start. The first thing we have to do is look at this phrase that we have here, which is الإنسان يشبه ما يحب. الإنسان يشبه ما يحب. And this means the person, and then insan literally means the humankind, which is the human, but this means person in this context. So the person or the individual or the human, al-insanu, yushbihu ma yuhibbu. Looking at yushbih, I have this code over here with dhamma, you can see it, with sukun, with kasra, and with another dhamma. And some students might confuse the ha, this ha over here, with like his. This one is not his, it's part of the verb, it's part of the root of the verb, it's part of the base form. So the verb conjugation, if I say I look like, أنا أشبه, أنا أشبه, أنا أشبه. See how I keep the exact same code? And it rhymes with I complete. أنا أكمل, أنا أكمل, أنا أكمل. So if I want to write, I'd like to determine what is my base form. What I do is I look at the code I have over here. Then this tells me that the verb has an alif. The moment you start with a dhamma at the beginning of the verb, and a dhamma could be on the n, on the t, on different prefixes, or over here, you can actually determine a to be replaced by a dhamma, u, u. So I say ukmilu, I complete. Ukmilu ushbihu, I look like. فمثلا, the human looks like what he loves. الإنسان يشبه ما يحب. If I take my verb over here, my two verbs, I can look at ushbihu and ukmilu. Let me zoom in so you can see them. Of course, I have أتكلم. Do you see the difference? أتكلم has an A for I أتكلم, but it does not have a dhamma, so the I has fatha. Over here, the I has a dhamma. Over here, the I has a dhamma as well. So if I want to say أتكلم, I understand that I get rid of the I and I end up with these, which we learned before, T, K, L, M. So I have T, K, L, and M. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4. The T is part of the verb. So that's takallama. Takallama. And here also I have tashabaha. Tashabaha. So I have the T, I have the sh, and I have a long vowel. I can just put an X here because long vowel does not have another letter that or sound. And then I have B and I have H. So I say tashabaha, tashabaha. And the I over here has a fatha because the verb does not start with A, like أكمل or أشبه أشبه أكمل. Once I understand how the verbs are with their short cases, I understand how to keep moving to you do, she does, he does. So if I go over look like as a verb, I will read the verb conjugation, and this will be produced in the exact same order I have over here, which is I do the action, the two speakers, أنا, I, نحن, we, أنت, you masculine, أنتِ, you feminine. أنتما is a dual for masculine, and you have أنتما is a dual for feminine. The dual system is a complex one. I will not focus on it. I'll be focusing on the root and the short cases. That way I don't overwhelm you with so many different layers of verb conjugation, but I'll read it. You can be exposed to it. Here, نكمل, نكمل, نكمل. It keeps the exact same short case. I have on ألف. So أكمل, نكمل, تكمل, تكملين, تكملان, تكملان. And you see how it sounds like نشبه. So نكمل, نشبه, تشبه, تشبهين, تشبهان, تشبهان, تكملون, تشبهون, تكملن, تشبهن, يكمل, يشبه, تكمل, تشبه, يكملان, يشبهان, تكملان, تشبهان, يكملون, يشبهون, يكملن, يشبهن. So أنتم, you all masculine, you all أنتن feminine, هو he, هي she, هما they dual, and it's masculine like you can see, and here they dual and it's feminine. هما هم they all masculine, and هن they all feminine. So if you'd like to practice these two verbs, you remember that they have the exact same short cases on the alif, and the rest of the verb conjugation should also have the exact same code, which is dhamma, sukun, kasra, and dhamma. You see the tashkil. This is complete. If you go to the other verb, which is speak or resemble, and ashbaha and tashabaha, they're two different forms. Look like and resemble might sound the same to you in English, but they have two different verb forms or patterns in Arabic, and I'll explain why they are different in a bit. So we'll go over أتكلم وأتشابه. نتكلم نتشابه. The difference here is that the L that you see over here is a real sound that is stressed. So when you're producing the short case must be a shadda, a shadda with a fatha. So I go أتكلم, أتكلم. أتشابه, there is no shadda on the alif, it's a long vowel. So these are the two nuances that you can look at, or differences. نتكلم, نتكلم, نتشابه. تتكلم, تتشابه. تتكلمين, تتشابهين. تتكلمان, تتشابهان. تتكلمان, تتشابهان. تتكلمون, تتشابهون. تتكلمن, تتشابهن. يتكلمن, sorry, يتكلم يتشابه. I'm used to a different pattern when I read verb conjugation. So تتكلم تتشابه, and this goes with she. Here we go. So you can see uh, the short cases as well as the subject pronouns. So she تتكلم تتشابه, تتكلم يتكلمان, ya for هما, and I'm talking to them. يتشابهان, تتكلمان تتشابهان, يشبهون يتكلمون يتشابهون. So يشبهون يتشابهون, totally different patterns, but the exact same root. يشبهن يتكلمن يتشابهن. Do you see the dhamma over here? There is a dhamma on the U, there is a fatha on the ya, there is a fatha on the ya, meaning that the verb, the first one, like we said, starts with an alif. And you can see it also in akmala. Now, if I move on to this category I have to figure out what is their form. So which forms are the following verbs? And you can add any additional verbs you may recall. So for instance, here I say تخرج, تكلم, تعلم, تحدث, تسوق, تحمس, تزين, تحسن, توقف. I'll start with the rhyme. So the verb has a ta, and it's similar to tashabaha and takallama. Okay, so I have ta over here, and I have the additional letters in the verb, and the additional letters in the verb after the ta might belong to another meaning, but I will remember that this verb has a ta. So the pattern I have is tafa'ala, tafa'ala, meaning that ta reflects the additional sound I have, and then I have the F, it reflects the kha sound, the ra is reflected in the ayn, and then the jim is reflected in the L. So the pattern I have tafa'ala reflects takharraja. So whatever short case I have on the ayn, whatever short case I have on the ayn, let me clear this, must go on the R. So if I am going to say I reflect, so I go like this. Ta, fa, kha, a, ra, la, jim. So if I want to visually see that reflection, so I have ta, and keep looking at it, and digesting how those sounds reflect one another. Now I have this, tafa'ala, I go to my chart, and I look for always the past tense, because the present tense has a different short cases, and the present tense has additional prefixes and suffixes, so it will be confusing to determine the actual verb or the base form. So I will look for the pattern I just put up there, which is tafa'ala, and it reflected the verb takharraja, takharraja. Now, here's my verb. I need to look at the chart. So, fa'ula, fa'ala, fa'ila. These are like 3 different sounds here on the ayn. Now I don't have that one, but my indicator is the ta. So form 1 does not have a ta, no ta here. Form 2 has no ta, no ta. It has alif. Oh, here is form 5. So it's reflexive of form 2. So you see how form 2? So if I say kasara or kassara, he broke. Kassara, forcefully broke. And I say takassara, it broke. I don't know who broke it, but it broke. That one, with the ta, it reflects 2, meaning it broke, but somebody broke it. We don't know who. So if it reflects someone doing the action. But I say takassara, I don't know who broke it. So it's takassara. When I say reflective of 2, it means that number 1, someone did the action. Number 2, someone did the action, but I don't know who did it. So I say takassara. Takassara. Here. Now I go back to the other ones because I'm done with the form. Oh, so I go takharraja, takassara. Takharraja, oh, that's form 5. And I understood that form 5 must have a ta at the beginning, and I have to have fatha, I have to have shadda with fatha, and I have to have another fatha. So takharraja, graduate. Takallama, speak. Ta'allama, learn. Tahaddatha. So I want to also review their meaning. And I will just rewrite everything here. That way I keep it cleaner. You can doodle on just a draft, and then you can keep your other notes clear. So this is form 5. Takharraja, graduate. Takharraja. So it's the past. Takharraja. If I want to say the present, I say yatakharraju. The present tense gives me the code that I need to put on the other verbs. So takallama, spoke. If I want to say yatakallamu, I follow the exact same short cases. Ta'allama, here is ta'allama, learned. Tahaddatha, as converse, conversation, hadith. Also tahaddatha, spoke. تسوق, shopped for something. تسوق. تحمس, got excited. تزين, you say adorned, or you say also to beautify something. I'll use beautify because I need you to remember zina, to decorate something or decoration. So when you tazayyana, you make yourself beautiful. Or you get ready and you make yourself beautiful, look pretty. Tahassana, improve. I'll put it over here. And tawaqqafa, stopped. Tawaqqafa, he stopped. Now I go back to safara. ساعد, قابل, حاضر, شاهد. Now what I have fatha, I have a long vowel, I have fatha, and I have an additional fatha. Now I go back to my pattern, which is fa, a, la. See that? The pattern, or the f, ain, lam, must reflect the root of the verb. Long vowels don't have any reflection in the form system. So if the verb has an alif, just keep the alif. So here I go. فعل. Where's فعل? فعل فعل. Oh, it's form 3. See it? فعل. The present tense will be يفاعل. 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 So form 3. I go back to my worksheet and I write form 3. Now, يفاعل, that's what it told me. So I need to add you in the present tense. See that? You. But look what's going to change. يفاعل. If I put present tense, my short cases are going to change. So سافر will be يسافر. ساعد will be يساعد. قابل will be يقابل. حاضر يحاضر. شاهد يشاهد. Travel, help, ساعد. قابل meet. حاضر lecture as to lecture. شاهد as to watch. ممتاز. Now I have ركز. ركز. I don't have any long vowels here. So I keep ra, ka, za. Again, it gives me fatha, gives me shadda with fatha, and it gives me another fatha. If I reflect the pattern, I have to put fa, ain, lam, and I put the exact same short cases. فعل, فعل. Now, ركز, حرر, حسن, درس, قرر, صور. See how they all sound the same. I put the short cases. You need to place the short cases yourself on all of them so you remember. Now I take فعل. Where's فعل? فعل, فعل. So there is no short, there's no long vowel. So I need to look for some form that has a shadda. Oh, there it is. Form 2. Now, فعل, form 2, فعل has a shadda in the middle. يفعل. And this is what we said, that 5 is reflexive of 2. كسر rhymes with ركز. Now I go back to ركز. And I say focus. حرر, freed someone, to free someone. Or to, what's the other word we use? Liberate, yes. حسن, improve. درس, teach. قرر, decide. صور, take a photo or take a picture. And to photograph, so take a picture. So over here I have ركز, حرر, حسن, درس, قرر, صور. I go back to my chart and I figure out, okay, it's 2. Then the present tense will have يفعل. يفعل. Then I will go you. Now it changed. You. This is what's added in the present tense. And the ayn is going to change, so I'm going to put a kasra. يفعل. يفعل. يدرس. He teaches. So that's form 2. I got it. So form 3, form 2. Now I have وقف, وصل, زار, قال, عاد, رجع, ذهب, سبح, سمع. All of these have no shadda. They don't have long vowel. None of them has a T sound like ta. None of them has an alif. None of them has any other additional sound. So I go for, so here has is, here has I. This one has if, this has in, this has ta, this has ta, this has alif, this has a long vowel. And of course it's gonna take me to form, the regular form, form 1. Form 1 has no shadda, nothing. The only difference with form 1, the tricky part about form 1, is that the middle sound or letter could take a fatha, it could take a kasra, and I'm just going to show it to you over here. There you see it, regular form, could take fatha. The middle, I'm talking about the ayn, could take fatha, it could take kasra, it could take dhamma. So if I'm going to say, and of course, if you have long vowel over here, that is a irregular verb. And the irregular verb is counted as a three-letter verb. So it has a long vowel, but this long vowel remains in the verb conjugation and it changes. And we learned irregular verbs last time, how the alif can become a waw, or it could remain as it is, or it could also change to a ya. And you can find Arabic Khatawaat, just put Khatawaat irregular verbs and it will pull out the video for you in your search bar. So here, waqafa, this will be form 1. I have to remember how to say yaqifu. He stops or stands also. Qif, stand, to stand. Wasala, arrive. Yasilu, he arrives. Here, yazuru, he visits. Yaqulu, he says. Ya'udu, he returns. And yarji'u, he returns, like go back. ذهب, go. سبح, swim. And سمع. So I will say stand, arrive, visit, say, return, go back, go, swim, and here. Now, as I do my homework, make sure you take your small steps, one step at a time. The first thing we did is we looked at the verb conjugation, just to summarize what we have covered. We looked at how short cases change, and we also looked at an example over here, and then we retrieved the meanings of past verbs that we have seen before. If you want to conjugate, you have your forms, you go back to the subject pronouns, and then remember the initial prefixes, suffixes, and try to place your verb conjugation in the same pattern. I hope this was helpful. Inshallah, if you need more help, just make sure you let me know. And inshallah, we'll be forming more sentences together. Take the time to review, and review. And take your time as you build your sentences and retrieve these meanings. I'll see you inshallah in upcoming videos and lessons. ومع السلامة في أمان الله.